Venezuela does not have enough food to feed its 30 million residents. It also can't guarantee them electricity or medical supplies in its hospitals. It's a country staring down social upheaval, political unrest, and bordering on economic collapse. Multiple states of emergency have been declared. So how did this happen to the country with the largest oil reserves in the world? For years, subsidized oil bought Venezuela's government influence abroad and popular support at home. But collapsing oil revenue combined with a series of government missteps have many fingers pointing squarely at the unpopular president Nicolas Maduro. There have been a number of calls for a referendum on him. Polls suggest that if electoral officials allowed such a vote, he'd lose by a wide margin. Here's the situation. Venezuela's current crisis started long before Maduro with his predecessor, the late President Hugo Chavez. Chavez revolutionized Venezuelan politics with a left-wing ideology called Chavismo and fiery anti-US rhetoric, saying of George W. Bush,
"Yesterday, the devil came here, and it smells of sulfur still today."
While in power, Chavez nationalized thousands of Venezuelan companies he said were not functioning in the public interest and focused all of the country's resources on one thing: producing oil. This meant that almost everything Venezuela consumed besides oil needed to be imported, and Chavez borrowed a lot of foreign money to fund it all. While oil prices were high, it worked. Then, in 2013, the first domino fell. Chavez died. Maduro took over for Chavez, and in 2014, the second domino fell. The price of oil started to crumble. Revenue from oil accounts for 95% of Venezuela's export earnings, and when prices for the commodity began plummeting, Venezuela found itself suddenly short on cash. The government responded by slashing imports like basic groceries and medical supplies to avoid defaulting on its foreign debt. It also started printing money, causing inflation, which has surged into the triple digits without an end in sight. The economic freefall has exacerbated social problems. The country's murder rate is surpassed only by Honduras. Citizens wait for hours to get simple household goods, and Venezuela's misery index is the highest in the world. It's gotten so bad that food shortages have prompted major riots, and President Maduro is bearing the brunt of the blame. Demonstrations have been held across the country calling for Maduro's ouster. Maduro says it's nothing more than a coup attempt. Now here's the argument. Maduro's critics say that he has botched his presidency so badly he should resign immediately. However, some say the alternative isn't much better. The opposition alliance is pushing for new elections, but it's still made up of more than a dozen parties with no unified plan to fix the economy and no single leader to do it.